You are now listening to the Going North podcast, where you'll receive tips and techniques to advance yourself. I'm your host, Dom Brightman, and every week we're going to be hearing from an author who's going to share their expertise to help you charge forward in life. Now let's get on with the show. And today on the Going North podcast, the 1-year anniversary is continuing because this wonderful guest right here is a powerhouse, baby. One heck of a powerhouse, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This guy is a veteran, and he plans to be a billionaire by the year 2020 because he has so much content that he's putting out into the world. And this wonderful guy right here, he's not only a multimillionaire himself, but he creates millionaires, baby. So all you listeners out there are going to be in for a treat today because this is the business advisor to the legendary motivational speaker, Les Brown, the one, the only, ATS, Antonio T. Smith. How are you today, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing pretty good. I felt like I was in the Chicago Bulls 96 team or 95, to run out to take Game 6 or something, man. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir, indeed. My man going to take Game 6 home, baby. Take home all the sticks.
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful intro. Thank you, man. I've recently become a big fan of yours. I actually subscribed to the podcast. You got so many episodes. I'm through 8 of them right now. I couldn't get through like all 73 or something, but I have enjoyed myself listening to you.
I'm honored. That's a big honor coming for you, man. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you very much.
Well, you already know what's probably going to be happening. This is where you get to put on your dentist lab coat and fill in some cavities. So mind telling us a bit about yourself for those who are living under rocks and don't know about you yet?
Yeah, sure. I was born in 1981. My parents gave me up in 1986, and I spent all the rest of my childhood homeless. I would find solace in a trash can about 2 blocks away from my childhood home, and I actually put myself through school. I signed my mother's name, so I'd go through first grade, and then I actually dropped out of school in the second grade because it was too hard to have no home to go to school. And the crazy thing is, I got hungry, right? School fed me twice a day, so I joined school again, and I remember sleeping outside my trash can. And sleeping inside my trash can and looking out, and I saw this little blinking star, and I was like, wow. Why the star is blinking? I realized it was an airplane. And one day I said, you know what, I'm going to be on that airplane, and I'm going to travel the world and letting people know that they don't have to be forgotten. And today, Don, that's exactly what I do. I travel the world, and I let people know that they don't have to be forgotten, and you can get out your own proverbial trash can, and you can dominate your life. That's basically my story.
Beautiful indeed. You're not forgotten. Kind of reminds me, what was that? Israel and New Breed had made that gospel song, I'm Not Forgotten?
Yeah.
That's right. That's one heck of a mission right there. And I believe you're a pastor too, right?
Yes, I pastor a small town church in Galveston, Texas. I sure do. And the cool thing about that, I really like this. I don't know if the world would like it, but I like it. Every member in my church now doesn't have a job. They all work for themselves or work with me in partnership. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool indeed. You're right, because I was actually listening to an interview George Fraser did, and he was talking about how all of his neighbors are millionaires and none of them have jobs. They work for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So most of my congregation, it's a small congregation because Galveston's not that big, but most of my congregation I have turned into millionaires, and I'm very excited about that.
Man, that is one heck of a wonderful thing. It's not every day where you hear a preacher where he turns most of his congregation into millionaires. That is an amazing thing, and it's actually something that most folks probably wouldn't even think about.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. Don't think about that. Well, I didn't want to keep my sheep, right? I wanted them to be shepherds, all of them. I wanted all of them to take back their life. Here's the crazy thing. It's really hard to enjoy life when GMC is calling you about your car note. It's really hard to do that, and you have to dodge Sprint and dodge everyone else because you owe them bills, and now you can't enjoy your life, and then you can't help others enjoy their lives because you're so much in debt that that's the only thing you concentrate on. So that's one of the first things I attacked inside my little congregation.
Man, that is great. That is great. Hopefully that's something a lot more pastors adopt, that mindset where they just don't want their sheep to always remain sheep, that they get to eat to and one day be a shepherd, not just like a pastor or shepherd, but like a shepherd, better shepherd in their own life, a better steward of what they have.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I think that should be our only goal, and anything less than that is just not my motivation.
Beautiful indeed. So with all of your dynamic interests, what led you to becoming a pastor of a church?
Nothing at all. It was absolute tragedy that did so. In 2008, I lost everything in Hurricane Ike. Hurricane Rita in 2005 hit Louisiana, and then 3 years later, the second most costly storm ever at the time was Hurricane Ike, and it wiped out Galveston and the Texas coast. It was terrible. It was a 25-foot storm surge, and we don't have levee. So it was just a big wave of water wiped us out. And I lost everything, man. I lost everything, and I'm having this tragedy, and I remember that I'm sitting outside these FEMA lines waiting for food, and it was just such a bad time, and then I promised myself I'd never go through that again. And one day I'm sitting there in tears because of my situation, and then it just dawns on me, I feel this out-of-body experience that says, hey, you're supposed to lead my people, and that's kind of how it happened for me. I had no idea. It was never in my plan whatsoever, but if it wasn't for Hurricane Ike, which I now call the best thing I don't ever want to go through again. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Beautiful indeed. I'm surprised no one called it Hurricane Ike Turner.
Yeah, that's just about right. It sure felt that way. Yeah, yeah, it did.
Oh, man, beautiful thing indeed, and it's just using that pain and turning it into power and just hearing the voice of God, not needing to see a burning bush forward too. So that's amazing indeed. And that was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, almost 10 years ago. So I am, it's been one heck of a ride, man. Almost 10 years ago. You know what I was looking at? I wanted to tell you earlier, you interviewed a friend of mine a while back, and she's a friend of mine. She's in my network. Her name is Kim Trosper.
Oh, yeah, she was fun.
Yeah, she is fun. She is very fun. She drove. Yeah, she's in my network. She's actually one of the people that I'm turning into a millionaire. Isn't she fun? She is just too funny.
Oh yeah, especially when the folks at her job's like, nope, you can't go to see Les Brown and get that certification. And she's like, nope, bye, Felicia. I'm seeing my Les Brown.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, good times indeed. But just going through the Steve Olsher interview, and it's kind of like hearing your story, like different parts of your biography all at once. And what I really admired about you is the fact that you served in the Army, because my dad also served in the Army during World War II. So just thank you for your service in that regard.
Oh, man, I appreciate you. Yeah, that was actually something that was pretty good. It was actually pretty cool to be military intelligence. I didn't even know it existed, but I had the perfect background, right? I didn't know my parents, and I scored really high on the ASVAB, so they put me there. So it was a pleasure to serve my country, and thank you very much.
Yes, sir, indeed. And I'm not surprised you scored high on the ASVAB test because you mentioned in the Reinvention Radio interview that you basically didn't have school supplies, so you memorized everything.
Everything, yes. And at the time, I hated it. In fact, I didn't mention how it happened, so I'll tell you how it happened. I'm sitting there. I remember the first grade is when they gave me up. I was 6 years old, and that was the first semester. And it was the second semester going in after Christmas, and I'm sitting here. I have no pencils. I have no paper. So what I do is I'm really resourceful or slick, sneaky, whatever, mischievous. I go I borrow like 10 pieces of paper per student, and I'm good. And then after a week, it ran out. I've got nothing. And my teacher is pretty nice. I still remember her name. Her name was Miss Spiller. She's really nice, and I can't write anything down. So I have to remember it, everything, every math problem, every science, and I hated the whole process. It was so embarrassing for me. But today, I use it to my advantage so much. All I do is remember everything that everyone says to me. So I'll be doing an interview and bring up Newton's or third laws of physics or something, or motion. And I've seen it once, and now I can recall it 30 years later. It's crazy, man.
Oh, my goodness. Dude, that's like a superpower, man.
Yeah. I have no idea. I speak 5 languages right now, and I'm working. I homeschool my boys, and they're actually, I'm sitting in my office. They're actually sitting here right now watching me do the interview with you. And we're going to learn Hindi and Romanian right now, or starting today, we're going to start learning it because I have business in Romania and business in India, and I need to learn the culture and the language. And unfortunately for my boys, 9 and 6, they don't have a choice. What Daddy learns, they learn.
Wow, that's amazing. So 5 languages, and then you're learning 2 more?
Yeah, learning 2 more. Yeah, and the good thing is, you can't cram languages, but once you learn the syntax of a language, it's not too hard after that. I mean, most languages have stem endings. When you conjugate a verb or something, it's all about stem endings. English is very, very different. Actually, man, that's a fun fact. When I started learning Greek, that was the first. Well, I learned Spanish first, but I'm from Texas. That don't really count because you kind of have to know Spanish. You know what I mean? If you want to be competitive and survive, right? You kind of have to know Spanish. And when I started learning Greek, the funny thing is I didn't know English. I had no idea. That either my high school failed me or I failed me. I had no idea. I did not know English. And in order for you to parse or translate a sentence, you must first parse it, break it down. What's the direct object? What's the indirect object? Okay, where is the subject of this sentence? Where is the subject inside the prepositional phrase? Because it can't be the subject of the sentence. And I was like, wait a minute, what's a direct object? Slow down a little bit. Take me at the beginning. So, yeah, it's been a heck of a ride, man.
That's really interesting, though, and it kind of shed some light because I had a colleague and I work in a library, and this guy used to check out tons and tons of foreign language materials, and he'd be checking out languages like Hindi and Urdu, and I'm like, dude, do you actually know all those languages?
Yeah, and it's crazy, man, because it's crazy because 1 billion people speak Hindi, so you're talking about 22% of the world speaking one language.
Wow.
It's, here in the West, we think, and everyone speaks English because that's what we run across. But there's 1 billion people, in Bangladesh. It's something like that. It's crazy. It's probably not $1 billion, but it's really that high. Just in that little small area, India houses a lot of people. So I would tell anybody listening to your podcast, if you're going to do radio, if you're going to do music or business, you need to focus on India, all the Indian languages and all the Chinese and the Asian languages, I should say, because that's where all the people are. If you get there, you get money.
Now, that is really thinking big globally and internationally. That is actually really well, because a lot of folks focus on like ROI and things like that, but you got huge goals, and that really shows, and it shows that you're actually doing your work, so you can know how to kiss, bow, or shake hands with the proper people. That's really amazing.
That's right. And and that comes from How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? Dale Carnegie. The more you get paid, the more you get paid to know Dom and to be in harmony and sync with Dom. I wouldn't even be on this podcast if I was a butthole, right? When you're like, hey, man, you got to go. We're not airing this episode at all, right? No exposure for you, buddy. You're done. You got to win people over, man, or you're going to be broke.
That's right, because you don't want to never be broke again. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
The only thing that should be broke is a toy that's been played with for 20 years.
That was good. I'm going to quote you 2 times. I'm going to quote you 2 times on stage of that, and then the 3rd time, it's mine, man. It's mine.
Hey, go on, use it. I'm A-okay with it. I'm A-okay with it. It's all about advancing yourself, right?
Yeah, I've been doing really good. So I'm like, look, the great philosopher Don Brightman says. That sounds great right there.
That's right. And then one day we'll probably meet each other. Then I'll show up with a fizz and an orange garb.
Yeah.
Then I'll make sure one of my shoulders has an afro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. So that is freaking awesome. So from homeless to millionaire pastor who makes other millionaires, and on his way to the top to become a future billionaire. So what really keeps you going? What really keeps you inspired? Because it can be hard to just stay focused.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have 3 things. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I get to interview a lot, and that's probably the best question I've heard in the last probably all this year, man. I have 3 things that keep me motivated. I never thought about it till you just asked me. I could probably order them. Thing number 1, we're all connected. Nobody's ever going to change my mind from that. That there's just like me and Dom are the same person. I hurt Dom. I hurt me. I hurt Melissa. I hurt Dom and me. Like, we are all connected. We are all one. And you can do that spiritually, or you can do that from physics. If you want a Big Bang, everything was dense and connected in one place, and it exploded. And since everything was connected, then now we're still connected, even though the universe is ever expanding. Quantum physics calls that entanglement. It just doesn't matter. Since we're all one, I have a responsibility to give back everything that I do. That's my core belief. In fact, when I become a billionaire, I plan on giving 80% of all that money back to various programs, entrepreneurs, and all sorts of stuff, especially minorities and struggling people. Number 2, I don't want my kids, I know the world, doesn't see color, but I'm a black guy, okay? And I don't want my 2, I know the world doesn't see color. But when I look in the mirror, I see this sexy chocolate brown guy, my face is well put together now. I look very good, I look very good. But my 2 boys, I don't want them to have to go beg another man in another community for a job. I just refuse to do that. It is not the proper thing to do when you are attempting to have a family legacy or an economic legacy that is generational income. They ought to be able to get loans from their dad. loans from their businesses, loans from their communities. And the third thing that keeps me going is my team. My team, I picked the best people around me. It was hard. It wasn't easy. But my team are people that are literally willing to die for me, and I'm willing to die for them. So when I write books, when I do all these, come up with products, I'm always thinking about my team and how they're going to enjoy it. And I have a core team of 8, and I have a large team of kind of out of core team of 22. And I do everything for them, man. So those are my 3 things. We're all connected, and then my kids shouldn't have to beg for a job, and my team, I do everything for them.
Beautiful indeed, beautiful indeed. Just caring about your team and making sure you keep the chocolate alive for many generations.
That's right. That's appropriate. It's our birthright, you know. And I didn't have anything. My parents were broke when they had me, were broke when they left me, and probably still broke today. I have no idea. They are, you know, and I have no problem. I know my dad's in jail, and I have no idea where my mom is. But I have, you know, I highly respect my parents. I mean, they did the best they could with what they have, so I don't hold any bad feelings. But they had the proper training, my life would have started off differently. But I'm glad it didn't, because I know how to actually make money because I never had it. When you don't have money, you have to learn the laws of money. So the good thing is I can lose everything and still be outstanding, because this is just life for me. I know how to get it. If I was gifted it to it, I probably wouldn't even appreciate it.
That is a beautiful thing indeed, and it's something you hear a lot when you listen to the right people. I think Jim Rohn's probably one of the main ones, is that if is when you lose the money, you can still make it all back because you have the right mindset to go get it back, if not more of it than what you had before.
That's all facts, man. That's all facts. I've got 5 podcasts, all top ranked on iTunes. At any time, I can come up with a product, sell it to my podcast. There's my bank right there. The mere fact that I understand a product and to serve people will bring me income. Right there alone, if I don't know anything else, I know enough to get my money back. I mean, I could take a $200 product, sell it to 500 people. That's 6 figures right there. Easy. You know, just having that understanding weighs far more than money. Just the understanding. In fact, richest man in Babylon, George S. Claxton said that. It's gold, the gold that the young kid got, far less weighs the tablets that his dad wrote on how to get the money.
Amen to that right there. Classic book indeed. Classic book indeed. And that's really how you create an economic legacy. And that was really profound what you said, an economic legacy. I've never really heard those 2 words set together like that.
I never thought about it either. That's actually the first time I ever said it. I wish I could take credit. Oh, you know, Dom, I say this when I'm on stage. No, that's the first time I actually said it, so I'll remember that. But yeah, man, it's one of those things which my kids should not have to start a GoFundMe to bury me, you know? And I understand it's not about money, because but only poor people say that. Only poor people say this isn't about money. I know it wasn't. I didn't even bring it up. You brought it up. But it is. Money does. In this world, they're going to charge you, Dom. They're going to charge you to host your podcast. It may be free, but if you want unlimited storage, they're going to charge you, right? You know, they're going to charge you to breathe. They're going to charge you to eat. And as long as that's going to happen, then we need money. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of reminds me of Acres of Diamonds, where it was talking about the preachers like, hey, that money is what helped you to print your books and to build this structure and to get all of these amenities to help make it a lot easier, the microphones and everything. It takes not only money to do ministry, but money to really expand your influence and to get the most you can out of life.
Right, exactly. And as long as you have the character to remember, now this just falls in for me, but as long as you have the character to remember that we're all connected, then you don't get all the money and then hoard it. You know, let me tell you something about prosperity. I'm probably changing the direction of your podcast. I'm so sorry, but the prosperity is not meant to be strangled and hoarded. If you have an orange tree, if you say, "Hey, Mr. Orange Tree," boom, right? I want you to myself. Well, you're not going to be able to eat all those oranges. It's going to rot on you immediately and if you try to eat them all, you're going to freaking die. Because you're going to have too much acid in your stomach. Prosperity is meant to be shared. You watch it in nature, and we should be able to, and since human beings are freaking nature, we should be able to share our prosperity as well. So if you get the money, pastor or not, doesn't matter. Then what you do is you turn around and you teach Dom, here's the principles of money. Then Dom turns around and do it. And if we did that, man, we wouldn't even have no poverty in this world.
Amen to that.
Yeah, that's just me, man. I'm weird.
It is all good. It is all good. I mean, orange trees, fall's coming up. That's what they turn into, orange trees.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Indeed. So from all these different interests and getting to where you currently are, I'm pretty sure there are just really some folks that have really inspired you, or there may have been some resources that inspired you to really keep up with your going, because I remember you mentioning that you wanted to be synonymous with business, which is really awesome, because that's something that you never hear anyone striving for.
Yeah. I have three main people that have influenced me, and they're weird. They don't make any sense. And I guess it will make some sense if you're weird like me. Obviously, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, that resource has I've actually joked. Everyone's not going to like this joke. but I'm serious, though. It's a joke that I'm serious about. If you put a gun to my head and said, all right, man, the Bible or Think and Grow Rich, which one? It's the only book you can ever read for the rest of your life. I'm going to say, I need Think and Grow Rich. I'm just going to do it. You got to give me that. And I know, I just offended everyone who's like, oh, my God. But Think and Grow Rich has all biblical principles in it, explained, right? I don't have to.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't have to ask anyone, what does this mean? Napoleon Hill explains it to me, right? You know what I'm saying? So that book is so amazing to me. I love it. And then Jay-Z. Sean Carter, Jay-Z, is probably my biggest male influence because, he came up like me. Or I should say I came up like him since he's twice my age, right? I came up like him. I was in a drug-infested environment. I even had to conform to my drug-infested environment. It was either do drugs or sell drugs, right? So I was a little kid doing illegal activities, trying to eat, right? Did all these things, and then now I've made something of myself. And before I did that, I was actually using him as a muse. Okay, what did he do? How did he do it? Before I was passionate about reading books, I was passionate about watching the life of Jay-Z. And that really, he doesn't know it, but one day I'll meet him and I'll let him know that I owe him a lot of money, and I'm sure he'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's taking it. Maybe we could do business together or something. But he really saved me. And the last person, my female entrepreneur, is Oprah. My influence. Oprah is, and me and my business partner, Tempest, we talk about this all the time. Oprah never stops growing. Ever stops growing. It is amazing. Oprah has taught me how to pause and pay attention to my next best move, and then go from my next best move to my next best move. And if you live life like that, you'll have your best life.
That's beautiful right there, to just pause and pay attention to what's the next best move. That's actually really, really solid right there, because a lot of folks, they may get to a point where they just celebrate, and then that'll be it. And they'll either possibly maintain it to a point, and then they just fall off. So that's really amazing right there.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, definitely, man. And you're all right about that. You're all right about that. You know what's funny? I've been on your Twitter page looking at you the whole time we've been talking to vibe off your energy. You have a mighty fine jacket on, sir, in your profile picture. I told you I was weird, man. I told you.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think my parents will take me to church so I can learn how to dress.
Yeah.
My Sunday
so I'm going to follow you. You better make sure you follow me back, too. If Dom's podcast listeners, if he doesn't follow me back, I am going to cry, and I'm going to eat goldfish crackers. No, that's not a punishment. That's actually a reward. Goldfish crackers are awesome. I am going to eat. That's actually a reward. Those are pretty good. I'm going to eat salad with no dressing. Just lettuce with no dressing, no anything, okay? If Dom doesn't follow me back, I'm going to put lettuce on my plate, and that's it. No salt, no pepper, no dressing, no tomatoes. I'm just going to eat leaves until he follows me.
Oh, wait. It's not showing up on you because it looks like I'm actually following you already.
Okay, then. Well, never mind then. He's already following me. Okay. Well, so take that back. So now I get to put some blue cheese on my dressing. So good, I've been trained.
I was about to say, wait a second. I usually follow all the guest media pages before the interview usually. So I'm like, wait a second, I'm off my game now.
I hadn't checked it. I really need to set my Twitter game up. I'm on the way. I've got my Facebook game totally superior in LinkedIn. And you can tell my mind is business, right? And I'm stepping Instagram and Twitter up as well.
Yeah, it can be uphill battle to keep up with all of it, especially knowing which one is relevant and which one caters to who. Because I know with Instagram, usually the teens are usually on there because a lot of their aunts, uncles, and parents are on Facebook now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my mantra is go attack them all. If my customer's attention is over there, that's where I'm at. That's how you make money. Follow the attention and create a product that you can sell the attention to.
That's right. Know what they want and give it to them. Just give them what they want.
Give them what they want. Yes, sir.
Or be like Steve Jobs, just give them what they want in a different form that they don't know yet.
Oh, yeah. That's how you really get to the money. You do that, that's what it is. And in fact, there's a real easy way to do that, too. I guess in fact, you know what? Since you guys follow Dom, I'll go ahead and teach you how to do it. You want to look at your customers and see where their energy is going. Now, as their attention flows in that way, let's start reading the comments and start reading the complaints and start reading what they enjoy. And then what you do is create a product around the comments, complaints, or what they enjoy that either makes it better or solves the pain point of that comment. If you read people's motives, actions, comments more than you read your timeline for drama, you will be 50 rich. I promise you that. That's how you do it.
So see where the drama is and see how you can profit off of it.
That's it, man. Yeah. You just solve a pain point. That's it. You solve a problem, you solve the pain point, and then you sell people their solution to what they are complaining about.
Yeah, that's really true because, it's like folks want to avoid pain, and if you have the solution to fixing that pain, they're going to take it, especially if there's no pain involved to fix the pain.
Definitely. Definitely, man. I completely agree with you. Completely. Well, you solved a problem and pain point. People have been looking for a podcast like yours. I mean, it's positive podcast, but you're picking different people, highlighting them, and then you're so young. People are looking for a young hip dude with a nice gray jacket on that is going to. I couldn't resist myself, man. It's too easy. I'm still looking at the picture, man. It's too easy. But yeah, man, you solved the problem. You've made an entertaining podcast in which people can learn from, and then fall in love with you as a host. So I mean, I applaud you. You're a pretty cool dude, man.
Woohoo! From one cool dude to another, that's freaking amazing indeed. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So speaking of youth, if you were 25 again in the current year of 2018, but you get to keep all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
Only one. Save 10% of your income. Save 10% of all your income, no matter where it comes from, no matter what. Save 10% of all your income. I've heard most people like me say relax, and that's true. That's true. But save 10% of your income. Do you know how rich you would be if you saved 10% of your income? Oh, my God. You'd be so filthy rich by it. So that's what I would tell myself. Hey, buddy, don't go out to the club and drink. Save 10% of your income and make your life better.
That's right. Make the life better, make the life butter.
Yeah, you make it butter too.
Oh, that's right. Puns on the buns, baby.
That's it, man.
Woo! So for those who want to keep in contact with you and follow you on the magical Twitters, how can we keep in contact with you?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to contact me. I'll just give you all one site. You can just go to facebook.com/ and then it's V as in the definite article, the ATS, my initials, Antonio Theodore Smith, and then JR for Junior. The ATS JR. Facebook.com, the ATS JR, and you'll find me there, and you'll find all my information there because I am a master of funnels. So if you just get plugged in there, you get plugged in everywhere, I can assure you.
Yes, sir, indeed. And don't forget to sign up for Plant Better University, baby. That's
man,
right.
That's my man, Dom. You know what? Dom is on it. Yes, sign up for Plant Better University. It is, what I did was, people would, hey, man, coaching is expensive. You know what? I think you're right. So I created a free it's free for $8.99 a month, a personal development coaching program. And I kind of used the Netflix model, and people actually start calling it Netflix of personal development. You join for $8.99, you get all people like me and my team of millionaires. We do videos, about 50 a month we add to the program. That means that every month your membership grows by 50 videos, and it'll never stop. And we're going after, and pretty soon we'll be doing original movies and stuff, all sorts of stuff. So just right there, coaching from psychology to making money to personal development. We just added last night maybe 100 hours of content just for you, ladies and gentlemen. So if you can't afford $100,000 coaching packages or $30,000 coaching packages, you can afford $8.99, and you can change the quality of your life so you can change the quality of your income and happiness.
That's right. Income and happiness, baby. That way the happiness can stay incoming to you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely right.
Woo! So any final words for the folks that are listening at home in their cars or in the bathroom or wherever the heck they are at the moment?
Well, yeah, you know what? I have final words, and I have a giveaway, if you don't mind. I want to give away something for your audience, too. My final words would be follow Dom. Normally, I would tell you my final word is something motivational, I want to tell you all, you all need to be following Dom. Seriously, there's not too many people that are taking their life as seriously as him, that are changing the world. This podcast, Going North, is going to be top-rated very soon. As a matter of fact, do him a favor. If you're listening to me, go ahead and go to the rating section on your favorite podcasting platform and hit them 5 stars and drop how amazing this young gentleman is in a great jacket. Support those support those pioneers who are out there doing great things for great people. Those are my final words for you. Don't just steal this resource. Give value back to Dom as he is giving value to you. Those are my final words. And I got a giveaway, if you don't mind. It's a pretty cool giveaway.
Oh, go on ahead.
Sweet. For your audience and your audience only. I've talked to my business partner. I'm going to make it happen. We're going to give the Plant Better University that we were talking about, I'm going to send you a link that's going to make the first 6 months free. So you can enroll right now for the first 6 months, only exclusively on the Going North podcast. I'm going to send you a link that will allow you to have 6 months of Plant Better University for free. After the 7th month, you just pay $8.99. So try it out for 6 months. If you like it, keep it. And it's just because Dom is a good-looking brother that gave back to his people, so I'm giving back to him so he can give it to you. So go. I guess more than likely, since he's a sharp guy, it'll be in the show notes. So I'll send him the link. That podcast will be in that link to that 6 months off will be in the show notes. Follow his podcast, get 6 months off, change the quality of your life.
Beautiful indeed, beautiful indeed. That was very, very kind of you, sir. So that is one hell of a steal of a deal. So go on ahead and be like the Pittsburgh Steelers and steal that deal, baby, and plant better. You can plant some trees, some flowers, some yams. Heck, even plant some asparagus somewhere. Have a peach tree somewhere, even if you're not in Georgia. So go on ahead and steal that deal, baby.
That's it. That's it. Dom, it's been a pleasure, man. You are a gentleman and a scholar, and you're someone that I hope to stay connected with. And yeah, man, let's just work it out and have some good fun.
Hey there, buddy. Looks like you made it to the end of this episode. Since you made it to the end of this episode, do both of us a favor and stop being greedy. Stop it right now and share this episode with your friends and your fellow podcast lovers, especially those who have book clubs and want to listen to the authors who write some amazing books. Be sure to check out the rest of the backlog too while you're at it and share all those too.